The state of Maharashtra in the year 2016 admitted in the Bombay High Court to more hunger deaths than any sub-Saharan country in that year. 17,000 deaths due to hunger and malnutrition, and mind you, these are official figures. But you cannot judge the performance of the entire country based on one state. There are 27 other states and they might be doing well in terms of hunger, right? Wrong. In 2018, 8.8 lakh children under the age of 5, the highest in the world, died in India, mostly due to malnutrition and hunger. While the country was crying for Goswami and laughing at Kamra, the news of the global hunger index passed by and no one noticed. There were no tweets from the union cabinet ministers telling the country that India stood at 94th rank in the global hunger index and was behind Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and many sub-Saharan countries. There was no hashtag no hunger India trend on Twitter, no rallies, no slogans, no nothing. Complete silence. This year, when the world is being devastated by the coronavirus pandemic, hunger in India is on the verge of killing more people than this deadly virus. Yes, I am not kidding here. Hunger might kill more people than this entire pandemic in India. The scenario makes it imperative to talk about hunger, to talk about hunger issues in India. And today, let's understand what is this global hunger index, how it works, and why it is India in such a dismal state. My name is Ishan Fosdar, and you are watching the Upfront. The Global Hunger Index is a report which is jointly published by World Hunger Life and Global Concerns Worldwide. These two are organizations which jointly publish this report. This report can be understood as an instrument to measure hunger across countries. Now, measuring hunger is not an easy task. It's not a straightforward task because to measure weight you have units such as kg or gram, but to measure hunger there is no such unit. It is not quantitative. Hence, there is a more elaborate, a more twisted way to measure hunger which is used by this report. Hunger is indirectly calculated in this report by scoring four indicators, by using four indicators: undernourishment, child wasting, child stunting, and child mortality. Now, undernourishment is understood as the fraction of people who are undernourished, who do not get enough calories. Child wasting is understood as the share of children under the age of 5 who are wasted, which means who have less weight when compared to their height. They are not as healthy as they should be as compared to their height. Child stunting is the fraction of children under the age of 5 who do not gain the required height according to their age. And child mortality is understood as the mortality of children under the age of 5. These four indicators are like four subjects of a student, and the global hunger index is like his or her report card. You all know how a report card looks, right? A student is marked under 100 for the four subjects and then given a final percentage score or a grade point. In a similar way, every country or the country who have signed up for the global hunger index are marked under 100 for all of these four indicators, and then finally they are given a final global hunger score which is also under 100. According to these global hunger scores, the countries are given ranks. Now here is something different. The student who gets the highest marks gets the first rank. The country which gets the lowest marks gets the first rank. This is how hunger index works. Lower the hunger score, better is the performance of the country. These are the top 17 countries of the 2020 Global Hunger Index. These scores are also categorized into different categories. This categorization, this scale is called the severity scale. This is the severity scale. A global hunger score below 9.9 is considered low. Between 10 to 19.9 is considered moderate. 20 to 34.9 is considered serious, 35 to 49.9 is considered alarming, and over 50 is extremely alarming. In the 2020 Global Hunger Index, India scored the 94th place out of 107 countries, and the global hunger score of India is 27.2. The report also said that the child stunting rate of India is extremely alarmingly high at 37.4. Setting aside the complicated numbers, in very simple terms, India, in its annual report card of hunger, scored 27 upon 100, which, as you understand, is very bad because 94th place out of 107 countries implies that you are not doing good. But hold up, wait up a second here. Isn't India a exporter of food grain? I mean, the Niti Aayog says that the per capita production of India has increased by 26% and it has doubled in the last 50 years. If we look at the data from the World Economic Forum, we come to understand that India annually needs approximately 230 million tons of food grain to feed its population. Well, according to the government data of 2016-2017, India produced annual of 273.3 million tons of food grains. So why is there a shortage? Adding to this, India recently exported 90,000 tons of wheat to Afghanistan and Lebanon. So if we have surplus, if we are exporting this surplus to other countries, feeding other countries, why is India malnourished? Why are Indian citizens hungry? The answer to this lies in the term food security. Just like house security means to secure the home from external threats such as thefts, etc., food security means to secure an adequate supply of food from external threats. If we go into more nuanced details of food security has four main dimensions as provided by the Food and Agricultural Organization. The first is physical availability of the food. The second is physical and economical access to the food. The third is food utilization. And the fourth is the stability of the above three dimensions. We shall look at the first two dimensions to understand the problem which India is facing. As rightly said by my friends from the Niti Aayog, and as we see from the data of the World Economic Forum, India has adequate physical availability of the food, but availability is not equal to accessibility. This needs to be understood. You can understand this by this example. So let's say that the COVID vaccine is made and it is very likely to be made in the next few months. If the doctors are successful in making the COVID vaccine, who do you think will receive this vaccine first? Well, we all know that politicians, billionaires, and people of the upper strata will receive the vaccine first. This may be due to money, power, social importance, fame, etc., etc. But we understand and we know about this social divide and we cannot ignore it. If you have watched the movie Contagion, you will understand what I am pointing out here. Just like the COVID vaccine, food is not distributed uniformly in India, and there is a glaring lack of accessibility of food amongst the lowermost strata of the country. This lack of accessibility can be due to many reasons. Food wastage is one reason. Around 67 million tons of food is wasted every year, and if you want to know how much this food is, this food is enough to feed entire Bihar for one whole year. Now, lack of proper storage facilities is another reason. Annually, nearly 21 million tons of wheat rot in India, and this value, this amount is equal to the annual production of the entire country of Australia. That huge. Failure of the food distribution system in India is one of the most malicious, important, and major reasons for the lack of food accessibility in India. Under the Food Security Act of 2013, the lowermost strata of the country are given certain food grains at subsidized rates. It is true, but to avail these benefits, the family needs to have both an Aadhaar card and a ration card. Now, you expect a family which is not able to get a three-time meal to make an Aadhaar card, and this Aadhaar card requirement has been added recently. You expect this family who is not able to get food to eat to make an Aadhaar card, and that too when this Aadhaar card is not even a proof of citizenship. The question arises that why is a card which is not even a proof of citizenship required for something as fundamental as food? Tell us what you think in the comment section. Midday meal was another important and very essential initiative which was taken by the government of India to remove this lack of accessibility from the lowermost strata. But this is the condition of midday meal.
All right, news now from Uttar Pradesh, where about 100 students who study in classes 1 to 8 in the government school in Mirzapur district were filmed eating rotis and salt as part of the midday meal scheme, a flagship central government scheme.
This incident happened in Mirzapur. Yes, the same Mirzapur which the country is going bonkers about. Kaleen Bhaiya ka Mirzapur. And the journalist Pawan Kumar Jaswal, who reported this incident, was later charged with conspiracy, cheating, and whatnot. And then they say that they'll preserve press freedom in India. Anyway, coming back to the point, accessibility of food is scarce, and the government of the day is being ignorant towards it. So, how to tackle this problem then? Is there a solution? Well, there is always a solution. First, stop the food wastage. As I mentioned, millions of tons of food are wasted every year, and if you and me stop wasting our food, then we can actually save a lot. And there are companies and there are NGOs working in every city who collect extra food and do not let it go to waste. You can always contact these companies, these agencies, and give the extra food to them. Secondly, the government needs to plan and execute its policies. It has been the long drawn problem of this government that it has very interesting and very promising policies. They even pass laws, but they do not implement it. Thirdly, improve the condition of the farmers. You cannot simply go on putting the burden of production on the farmers and then go on flaunting your surplus in the global scenario. You need to hear your farmers, you need to look at the farmer suicides, and you need to make plans for them. And fourthly, children have to be paid more attention. The report Global Hunger Index 2020 clearly mentioned that the child stunting rate of India is extremely high, and we know that children need more nurturing than the adults. So children have to be paid more attention. There should be plans which are children specific, especially children below the age of 5. Well, and finally, this government needs to stop running from away from its problems. It needs to start listening to the experts in the field and to implement the recommendations which it feels is necessary. And one example of this is how to better the midday meals. Well, one recommendation which has been there in on the ground for making the midday meals better is to provide more food on Monday, because Saturday and Sunday, which is generally holiday for the government schools, the children do not get enough food, and that has to be compensated on Monday. This small recommendation, if implemented, can lead to a major change in the nutrient spectrum of the children. In this way, there are many other recommendations out there lying which the government is not heeding to. And if the government only heeds the problems, acknowledges the problems, and implement the recommendation of the experts in the field and their policies, then India would be a far better place than it is now. If you like the work that we are doing, please do like this video, please do like our other videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the subscribe button, the red button which you will see right here, and press the bell icon as well, so that you get regular updates on whenever we upload a new video. Thank you so much.